Oh boy.
Oh,
An ace from space.
the river is the queen of spades. It's a flush for both.
Oh. Oh my.
What's up, poker fans? Welcome back to another Black Cash Poker video, where we bring you the best highlights and moments of the most entertaining poker events. Before getting into it, we would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos, as your support is allowing us to continue posting videos consistently.
And here we have it, Brent. Our final table with Christian Rudolph's name on top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, you wanted action. We gave you action right away. All of a sudden, we're 8-handed at this final table.
Raises it up on the buttons with sevens. A button with sevens. Ace Jack for Christian in the big. Two big stacks will collide here. 10-5-5, two hearts. Christian has the ace of hearts.
Yeah, no matter what, Christian not done with this hand. Depending on what Weijie does. We'll check behind the two sevens and oops.
Ace on the turn for Christian.
Sort of interesting. Now merging, betting the sevens as the ace rolls off, trying to perhaps represent.
Does check call. River brings another 10. Christian leads here for 5.1 million.
Yeah, really nice bet here by Christian. Sort of defenseless if you're Weijie. Christian has all the 10s. Clearly we can see he's value betting the ace jack and he's going to get called. That's beautiful. Doesn't allow Weijie to check behind on the river when he leads out here. Gets max value.
Jack defends with the king 7. It comes 7-3-5 with two diamonds. Top pair for Jack, the flush draw for Anton. Jack will lead here for 3.5.
Very interesting. Obviously, I wouldn't say it's range advantage for Jack on this sort of texture, considering Anton, how deep he is.
Turn brings another 5. It's the 5 of spades.
I have to believe this is going to slow down Jack. Look at this.
Dial up another lead.
Not slowing down, just going for max value with king 7 here.
It's one for 8.5 million. Call from Anton. Just like that, more than 33 million in this pot. The river is the 4 of diamonds. The flush comes in for Anton. Checks on the river. Anton fires 16 million. Does lay down the 7.
No bluff.
Ace queen of clubs for Maria in the small blind.
Oh, we know what's happening here, Jeff. Incoming. Massive coin flip on the line for Maria. No doubt.
The inaugural Millions main event winner. All in for 19.9 million. The call from Jack Hardcastle. Here we go. Maria all in and at risk with the ace queen of clubs. Comes Jack 10-3 to open up some outs for Maria, who now needs to find an ace, king, or queen. Deuce of hearts on the turn. To keep that dream alive, she'll need to find an ace, king, or queen. It does not come on the river. And it's Maria Lampropulos to a well-deserved round of applause. James Clarke calls in the big blind with the 6-4 of hearts. James versus James once again. Jack 4 deuce. Clarke flops a 4.
Almost
Ace-high for James,
identical
couple backdoor
dynamic
stretches.
as well, where I imagine on the Jack-4 deuce. The question is now, does James Clarke decide to take a different approach to the hand? Would he ever consider check raising in this spot? We can assume that a jack would never fold.
Does check back. Doesn't hit on the river.
Nice little value bet,
Yeah.
huh? A little blocker, a little
Block
value at the
slash
same
value.
time. Looks like a jack, I think, if I'm in Romero's spot. Unlikely to be a 4. Maybe considering calling. Look at this.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
does
try
make
and-
the
yeah.
call.
What a value bet by James Clarke. And again, Romero trying to pick off that ace-5, ace-3.
And the crowd goes wild. Christian looks down at queens in the cutoff. The 3-bet is to 11 million. Ace deuce of diamonds for Anton. Folds back around to jack. Smallish 3-bet from Christian. Jack comes along.
Yeah, wondering if King 10 suited is just a little too good to fold. Player dependent, especially against Christian. Oh boy.
Oh, it comes
Wow.
Jack 9-3 with 2 diamonds. Jack with the flush draw and the gut shot. Christian with the overpair. 27 million in the pot. Jack with 44 million behind.
Talk about hitting a flop hard, Castle.
The bet is 9 million. All of it
There
from
we go.
Jack.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to bust here, but wants to get the chips in.
Huge combo draw.
You see it. It's about a flip. Wants to find a diamond queen or a king. It's a blank on the turn. 13 outs for Jack Hardcastle to stay alive. River card. It is the 10 of spades. He misses 13 outs twice. That does it for Jack Hardcastle. Great fight. Great display of talent.
I'm just good at picking up waste in their backyard whenever I go over that their
Ace
animals
Jack
have left behind.
for James Romero. In the big blind after Weijie opens with the king queen.
Sort
All
a
of it.
Dog waste physicist, if you will, Jeff. You have a dog, right?
I do.
Yeah, here we go.
Weijie calls and
Yeah,
calls
he
quickly
certainly
with the
did.
king queen.
My goodness.
Ace in the window. Comes ace queen 4. Weijie needs a king or a queen. Backdoor cards to make a straight. 8 of diamonds. James does have the jack of diamonds. That takes away the king of diamonds as an out. He'll need to find a king or a queen to bust James. It's another 8 on the river. The double up for James Romero, back up to about 75
Huge
million.
double up for Romero and Weijie.
All of it from Weijie in the small blind with the 7-5. Christian looks down at an ace in the big blind. He does make the call with the ace-8. He is ahead. Comes 10-9-6. It's an ace on the turn. Weijie down to just 3 outs. Looking for an 8 to stay alive. It doesn't come on the river. Weijie Zheng out in 6th place. Nines for Frederick on the button. These two find a way to get it in pre. Frederick just calling on the button. Everybody seems a little wary of James when he opens. Rightfully so.
All of these sorts of hands all day. The only hands he is 3-bet. Oh boy.
Oh, he flops
boy.
a 9. It comes Jack 9, 6, 2 spades. James does have the ace of spades, but he is in some trouble here with 41 million behind.
you'd have to be so certain that James has connected or has a hand.
So we will just call. 31 million in this pot. An ace on the turn.
Gosh. An ace from space delivered here for James Clarke.
Wow. A set of aces versus a set of nines, five-handed. James leads for 10 million.
Frederick is so excited right now.
All in. The snap call. You hear the eruption on the rail. If James Clarke can dodge a 9, just one out for Frederick to bust James. It's a queen on the river. Nine-8 of spades for Christian in the cutoff. Opens Anton with the king-jack of spades on the button.
Yeah, we saw him flat this sort of hand before. Expect him to do the same thing. Maybe he does change it up. You can consider 3-betting, applying pressure to Christian, leveraging the chip leader. You hate to ever really 3-bet fold a hand as good as king-jack suited, especially when we can play it in position. James getting a great price. King deuce suited, obviously a little dangerous anytime you have king or ace high in these spots. You have to tread very carefully.
Three-handed to this flop. Deuce in the window. It comes 9-4. Deuce top pair for Christian. Anton backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw.
Yeah, let there be range. Sort of wide open for Anton, saying, all right, boys, well, I'll bet this board then. No problem. I'm sort of 6 million. Turn a little equity. How about that? Or just fold. I mean, raise would have been an ultimate disaster. Christian can play his hand quite easily. Top pair. Backdoor spades as well. Just call.
The turn is the 6 of spades. Flush draws for both. Anton's being the better one.
And again, it is now sort of decision time. If we think that Christian is weighed heavily towards just a stubborn ace-high holding, 2 barrels makes a good amount of sense considering the equity we have with that flush draw.
He's going to fire. Looks like 24.
You may give him credit for just that. Clearly, we're not going anywhere.
More than 79 million in the middle. The river is the queen of spades. It's a flush for both.
Oh, wow. Just has to call.
Yeah, the check snap call. The bet was for 45 million.
Perfect run out for you, like the dream spot.
The dream spot indeed.
Wow.
All of it. Anton with ace 10. Here is the call from Anton. Ace queen for James Romero.
Wow. I tell you what, I give Anton credit for not just reshipping in that spot, simply just a call 30,000. And here's exactly why. For the times that by chance Romero wakes up and moves in over the top, we can get off of it. Oh my.
And he lays it down. He's not going to like to see these hands.
Look at him, brother.
Comes Jack 5-3 with no diamonds. It does not come on the turn. A couple chop outs though before comes. And he does with a 5 on the river. Well, that'll do it for Fredrick Andersson. We've seen plenty of him throughout the week. He was fun to watch. A hug for his fellow countrymen.
Anton here now. Look at this.
Blind versus blind.
Christian just limping with queen jack offsuit. A very reasonable hand.
He'll make the call. Christian and Anton heads up once again, and Christian spikes a queen. Check, check. Another queen on the turn. Trips for Christian to lock this hand up.
Yeah, this is pretty tough now, Jeff. If Christian does in fact bet trips, Anton has a pretty damn good bluff catcher with pocket jacks. Presence of a flush draw now on the turn.
He will in fact bet.
We don't have a club in our hand. I think we just have to call 8,000 here and reevaluate on this river.
8 million is called. More than 37 million in this pot. Goes check, check.
A quick check there by Christian on the river with the queen.
Yes.
I certainly
You
do.
have that purple velvet jacket that you wore during the Poker Masters.
Plenty of velvet.
Yeah, that was
in
a
my
good
closet,
look.
and now I know what to get you as a gift.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Oh, you'd look good in velvet. Any color. Oh my.
I
oh my
do
goodness.
quite like
How in the world?
Anton's shirt, and I do like his hand here. Anton and James flop trip fours.
The one time he doesn't make it 10 million, this happens.
Well, the Rowdy Rail is not going to be thrilled with these proceedings. Anton check calls flop, leads here on the turn. A sizable lead at that. That's 12.5 million.
Get ready for it, Jeff. It's about to get rowdy.
James was 71 million behind. All of it. All in and a call. 5-4 for the man they call Raggy, 9-4 for Anton. The crowd was silenced quickly with that news. Plenty of chop outs. James could also spike a 5 to win outright. James Raggy Clarke, the local hero, all in and at risk. River card. It's the queen. So they'll chop it up.
No, no, no. Jeff, flush.
Oh, I completely missed the flush draw.
Yeah, flush draw.
Well played.
Well, good game to James Clarke. Out in fourth. Our satellite qualifier. He will as he raises it up to 9 million in the small blind with the jack-8 of diamonds. James has the 10-5 of hearts in the big. He will defend. Top pair for Anton. All clubs on the flop. No club for either player. Look at this. James coming in for a raise. Makes it 11.5 million. Just the gut shot.
I really like it, Jeff. I'm not going to lie. Just a gut shot. We think we're getting a lot of folds here. Should be printing money. When we face resistance, we can perhaps consider shutting it down. Maybe fire one more straight if we find the luxury of a favorable turn card by form of club. And this is...
And that might not be it.
Not
Three
it,
of spades on the turn. He is reaching. He is firing. 24 million on the turn.
Awfully ambitious, and man,
the fold from
Wow.
Anton. It gets through with just 10 high.
that is hood right there by James Romero.
If you guys would like to see more final table highlights from the biggest events in the world, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications, as we do our best to provide highlights on a weekly basis. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Christian defends in the big blind with the 9-6 of clubs. It comes 8-7 deuce, open-ended straight draw for Christian. Anton bets 7.5 million. The check raise from Christian to 23 million with that open-ended straight draw.
My, oh my. And if I have two queens here, certainly going to take my time. Not folding. And I would do just this. I would call. Allow bluffs to remain in contention. And oh dear.
The 5 ball rolls off on the turn. It's the 5 of hearts. Anton does have the queen of hearts. Straight for Christian. 63 million in this pot. He'll bet 18 million.
Once again, if I'm Anton now with the queen of hearts, you just have to call. Can't assume that all flush draws have check raised me. I am worried about the straight.
Anton does call. Almost 100 million in the middle. 3 of spades on the river. Christian's hand is best.
Indecision time. Christian likely. Did he just check, Jeff?
He did.
He did check. He's going to let him off the hook here.
He is.
Anton deciding if he should just bet for value here with two queens now. It looks like
And he
this
might.
is going to work out just fine for him. Wow. Hand is way too good to fold if you're Christian with the straight. If he has a flush, you just have to pay him the money.
The bet is for 45 million.
45? Queens. Straight.
Anton says, whoops. Here comes Christian Rudolph, not just back in contention, but our new chip leader.
Sir.
There's James Clarke out in 4th. Fredrick Andersson out in 5th. Weijie Zheng eliminated in 6th. Jack Hardcastle out in 7th. And 2017 Millions UK main event winner Maria Lampropulos out in 8th.
And while this three-handed main event plays down to a champion, we also have another side event happening, Jeff. The high roller finale at 10K. They are four-handed with Cal Burns out in front, having
Because
himself
why
a
not?
series. He's got a slight chip lead over João Vieira Alex Foxen in the Final Four, and Joni Jokamainen rounds out all 4 of those players. And a wonderful cause for Cal Burns out there trying to rally up a little bit of extra money, donations for the bushfires in Australia, causing chaos across the continent.
Major credit to Party Poker partner Rob Young for pledging $10,000 to help in those relief efforts. To Lynn Gilmartin's fundraiser. You can find details on that on either Lynn's Twitter account at Lynn Gilmartin or Cale Burns' Twitter account at ROFL Shove. How about that turn card? 7s and 3s for Anton, 7s for James, 22.5 million in the middle.
Yeah, this is a brutal spot for James, having the Queen of Hearts in his hand as well. Somewhat worth considering, and nothing but a bluff catcher. I don't know how often Anton is bluffing in this particular spot. James knows that for sure. Question is, would he ever value a 7? This sizing.
More than a pot-sized bet. Let's pique the curiosity of James Romero.
Yeah, designed. It's entirely polarized. Nothing but value or nothing but bluffing here. No in between. Maybe the first difficult decision James has had. He's usually the one putting folks in the blender.
Does toss in the call. He'll see the bad news and he'll pay Anton off. James will limp in here with the 9-7. Christian with the Queen 10 in the big blind. We'll check. $10-8-4. Top pair for Christian and a backdoor flush draw, open-ended straight draw for James, and a worse backdoor flush draw. Christian fires 5.5 million.
We saw Christian check raise in a similar situation against Anton earlier with this sort of holding. Let's see if James takes a conservative approach. Yeah, it's just going to check call rather than check raise.
Another 8 on the turn.
Considering Christian having Queen 10, now pretty easy to give James all of the 8s. And of course all of the draws. If I'm James, I may consider leading this card. Let's represent the 8 with the intent of essentially betting all rivers, Jeff.
28.
How about this? He is going to do that, and
Yeah.
it's an overbet as well. 28 million. This is
Into a pot of 18.5.
this is filthy. I love these turn overbets.
James Romero has certainly shown us some intriguing plays
Oh yeah, this
throughout
is
the
great.
course of the last couple days. Queen on the river, queens and 10s now for Christian. 74.5 million in the middle. James has 83 million behind.
Christian's hand is just too good to fold. The question is, does James go for an overbet shove, or does he allow himself to remain in this event by betting less than his stack? How about that, Jeff? He looks like
knuckle.
he's going to shut it down.
He's going to look for a little bit. Bets 30.5 million. 83 million behind.
Oh boy.
Does lay it down. Party Poker Team Pro Ludovic Geilich out in 11th. Jamie O'Connor and Alex Lindop were eliminated on the same hand.
Oh, O'Connor, man, did he run into it. A buzzsaw back-to-back hands, and oh boy.
King, queen, deuce, a set for Anton, and top pair for James.
You know that's my favorite hand, Jeff. Pocket, Mallards, Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
There it is.
And what a dream scenario he has here up against the lone American, Mr. Romero.
Romero with just 72 million behind.
Devastating for Romero at the moment.
The raise to 10 million.
This is for straight value, obviously,
Yeah.
and this is music to Anton's ears.
Makes the call.
Perhaps a queen on the turn is the only thing that could really save James here. That is not it.
Yeah, 8 of diamonds on the turn, total blank. 27.5 million in the pot. James was 62 million behind.
I don't want to be results oriented because I actually really like his raise to 10 million with King Jack. How often do we see players just simply call with top pair? James is going for max value, and obviously we can see he is stone dead.
That's 20 million.
King X of diamonds is also still out there.
Check calls. James now with 42 million behind. River is the 5 of spades.
And this is brutal for James. Let's see. I think he may value shove in his mind.
Yes, sparkling
Just
water,
King
I
Jack.
Bottle of sparkling water, please.
He's soaking up this texture. Could it be King X of diamonds?
Sparkling water.
Only really afraid of King 5 of diamonds at this point in his mind.
There it is. The shove, the call. That will do it for James Romero. Out in third place. He'll take home $420,000. Christian opens on the button to 10 million with the Jack 3. Anton defends. 7-5 of diamonds, flops 1 diamond. Christian flops a 3. Check, check. 4 on the turn. Got shot for Anton and leads for 20 million.
Anton is playing fast, furious. So far getting the best of Christian.
The quick call from Christian as well. Deuce on the river. Will Anton fire another bullet here? Looks like the answer is yes.
What a ridiculously
50
tough
million
spot now for Christian here. Again, a stone bluff catcher, and it's going to work again for Anton.
To the muck, Anton Suarez with just 7 high. Makes it 10 million. Anton defends. Deuce in the window, comes 3 deuce deuce. Trip deuces for Christian. Anton check calls with his 3s. 4 on the turn in the 4, spades. Flush draw for Christian, open-ended straight draw for Anton. You see Christian about a 4-1 favorite. That's 20 million.
Okay, Anton thinking, here I am. I'm not going anywhere. 20 million, a little concerned.
Queen of Hearts on the river.
And a bluff catcher. Christian should definitely consider sizing this up. 40 to 50 million.
70 million in the pot.
Maybe even close to a pot-sized bet, Jeff. Disguise this thing. Make it look like it's just ace high. Don't you think ace high may want to try and get the showdown?
Yeah.
Pretty difficult. What are we trying to bluff?
It looks sizable.
That looks like just
almost a pot-sized bet,
yeah.
yeah. 65 million. Does Anton try to play the role of hero here?
Certainly would be worried a little bit about a queen. Obviously a deuce. Could he have hit a straight with a hand like ace five? We blocked that, so it's pretty difficult to have. About the times we've just missed some sort of bare flush draw. That's a great fold.
Yeah, ends up laying it down.
Man.
Heads up in the Party Poker Live Millions main event. Also heads up in the Party Poker Live Millions UK High Roller finale. It's João Vieira against Cal Burns. Burns looking for his second title of the week. He won the 25K Super High Roller just days ago.
And Jeff checking in. It looks like Alex Foxen has actually just busted that event in third place, leading to this heads-up battle between João Vieira and Cal Burns. One of my favorite names to say as well. In fourth place, Joni Jokomada.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian with jacks and the jack of diamonds. Anton has the 7 of diamonds. We'll check call. King of spades on the turn. Another check from Anton. Christian checks back. 8 of diamonds on the river. Christian's flush is best. Now it's Christian the one looking for value with his flush.
Yeah, that's getting called for sure. I don't think Anton can fold
Yeah.
any sort of flush.
Does make the call. Does fling his cards into the muck. Here comes Christian Rudolph. Back and forth they go. Christian makes it 16 million with the queen 10 of spades. Anton calls. Comes queen 7 deuce, top pair for both. Christian leads for 13 million. Anton calls. Jack of diamonds on the turn. Anton has the 8 of diamonds.
40.
Fires 40 million.
Yeah, I don't blame him whatsoever with
Right.
top pair. We have a diamond as backup. Trying to get value from what looks to be, could be a turn jack, maybe some sort of 7X with a diamond.
Christian calls 138 million in this pot.
Oh boy.
Queen of diamonds on the river. So trip queens for Christian, the flush for Anton.
It's been that kind of day for Christian, yeah. Just notched by the river.
Big pot headed in the direction of Anton Suarez. Now up to more than 386 million in chips.
The King Queen is good enough. It's not really Anton's style. He's more of a let's see 3, let's go to post, let's do a little war, but maybe we limp jam.
80, around 80 something behind. All in.
There it is.
There's the shove. Here's the call. Here we go. Christian Rudolph all in and at risk with ace-10 against the king-queen of Anton Suarez. Suarez looking for the title. Christian looking to get back to over 200 million in chips. His ace-10 slightly ahead. Comes Jack 9-3, all hearts.
Whoa.
Anton has the king of hearts.
It is a fair fight.
You see Anton is now actually a slight favorite, even though Christian is ahead at this point. Looking for a king, a queen, a heart, a 10. Another jack on the turn. Christian's ace high, hold up. All the outs for Anton. River card. It is the 3 of spades, and the ace high does hold up.
What a sweat.
Wow.
Both players. Oh, that's about right. And welcome back to this heads-up matchup, Christian Rudolph.
Christian raises it up with the ace-8. Queen 3 for Anton.
Jeff, look at this.
Yeah, dialing up another one of these 3 bets.
Little page out of Rudolph's playbook. Got the queen dust offsuit. Intent to just hopefully take the pot down right here. Applying max pressure. Ace-8 good enough for Christian to come along for the ride, although you are awfully uncomfortable with this sort of hand.
Jack 6-5, 2 clubs.
If Anton does continue, I believe he should win this pot. It's the difficulty playing in position with just ace-8.
He does continue for 27 million. If Christian called here, he'd have less than 100 million behind.
How about this?
He does make the call. Turn is a 4, open-ended straight draw for Anton.
Wow.
Gut shot for Christian. $126 million in this pot.
So difficult to pull the trigger after your continuation bet has been called, despite even picking up some equity. Feeling like you may just get snapped off by a jack. Is Christian setting the trap? That's what's running through your mind. And there we go.
All of it from Christian with just ace high in the gut shot. High level poker being displayed throughout this heads up match.
Yeah, really nice. And by the way, my prediction about the Chiefs about to just roll the Texans could
how's
not
that
be any
looking?
further off. Texans are already up 7-0, Jeff.
Oh
boy.
The Chiefs about to punt too.
I might have to leave the country for the first time.
Might do it. You're all in on the Chiefs.
All in on the Chiefs.
Oh boy,
This isn't good.
this is terrible.
I am sweating as we speak.
Well, you got time.
Bullets.
You got time.
Just drenched.
You're fine.
I might get sick.
No big AFC favorite ever loses in the playoffs.
Oh, no.
Six of hearts on the turn.
You know, that's a gut shot straight flush draw there for Anton.
Yes, and a jack high flush draw for Christian. Or you could just spike the jack on the river
And
have
off
Anton
this
lead
bluff.
into you. Saying, oh, that was not optimal.
Like 5 minutes into the game.
Well, then you got time.
Meanwhile,
Queen 8-6, 2 clubs. Got shot for Anton. Backdoor flush draw for Christian. Anton fires 18 million. Christian dialing up the check raise.
Very crafty stuff here by Christian with the king of clubs, sort of coverage with the king 9, favorable turn cards, allowing us to set up a 2-barrel. And quite often, this would just work right away. See Anton just trying to make sense of this. What sort of hand would he check raise? Doesn't look done with it. Perhaps if we call, we can take it away on later streets. I just don't think that's a part of Christian's plan. He may not allow you to do just that.
A lot of appealing turn cards for Christian.
Raise.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Coming in for it with just jack high and the gut shot. Christian will lay it down.
Whoa.
Phenomenal play from Anton Suarez. He is feeling it. Oh, it looks like, this.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Jeff,
I think the Chiefs fumbled the punt return.
Jeff.
How about this? 7-5-5. We'll get to the Chiefs later. Anton flops trips. Christian flops the open ender. Turns 6s and 5s. Anton leads for 5 million. Christian calls and rivers the straight.
There is just somehow very little money in the middle.
Anton gonna get away from this without losing too much.
He's not considering raising here, right? No. One ladder to a straight. Oh, Jeff.
Oh, my.
Essentially turning this 5 into a bluff.
Wow, makes it 110 million.
Oh, this is just sick. I don't think we can fold an 8 high straight. This is really tough, but the 8 high straight is just too good to fold, Jeff. I think we have to call it. Certainly looks like it could potentially be a boat. Should be some bluffs mixed in every time we turn maybe a 6 into a bluff. There it is.
Does have a 6 to block some of those. He'll show the winning hand, and with that, Christian Rudolph takes the chip lead.
Don't worry, I'll keep you posted, Jeff, if anything exciting happens.
Okay, please do. And again, you have the Chiefs, yeah?
Yes, Jeff, I have the Chiefs.
I thought you said that, just wanted to confirm. How about this? 8s for Anton, 7s for Christian.
Oh, my. All in and a call.
Here we go. Anton Suarez all in and at risk, but in good shape with 8s against Christian 7s. Christian looking to get lucky. If he does, he will win this tournament. About a 4-1 underdog. With the 7s and the 7-card stud hat. Comes 8-6-4, so it's top set for Anton, but actually opens up some outs for Christian. He needs a 5 for a straight. Turn card. It's another 6. 8's full of 6s for Anton. That locks it up. There was that 5.
Oh, that is not fair. And Anton now back on top, regains the chip lead. Ruffle. I never knew what that meant for a long time. I know that surprises you.
Yeah. You seem to always be up on the trends. Latest cool vocab. Both players flop a 6. Anton turns 6s and deuces.
Ooh, this is lit.
There we go. Well played. I think lit has fallen out, but that was still impressive. Anton the check raise.
I'll tell you what, after watching this check raise, I'm seriously woke.
Oh, man. Christian calls. Rivers the 3. Anton's hand still best. 46 million in the pot.
Wow, and this is, believe it or not, a much tougher decision than it seems for Christian. The presence of a flush draw appears on the turn. We see a check raise, which doesn't make a ton of sense unless you have 2 pair. Some sort of value hand, right? Would you ever do it with just King X? Not what we've seen from Anton. Those aren't his tendencies. So we have certainly a bluff catcher with a 6. What can we pick off? Could it ever be a hand like 9-10, Jack-10? There goes the fold.
Does save his tournament life with that fold.
We are awfully short now.
Close.
Anton with the ace-8. Just limps in.
All in.
The shove from Christian with the 7-4 of hearts. Anton makes the call, and here we go.
Ace-8 against 7-4.
Christian Rudolph all in and at risk. You heard Anton. That's what it looks like. Ace-8 for Anton. 7-4 of hearts for Christian. Christian Rudolph's tournament life on the line. Comes King 9 deuce, 2 diamonds. Anton has the ace of diamonds. Christian will need to find a 7 or a 4. And it's an ace on the turn. That's it. Oh, mama, indeed.
How about that?
Isn't it sweet for the Swede?
It's mine.
It's his. Anton Suarez adds a signature win to his resume. He wins $1 million. He is your Party Poker Live Millions UK main event champion.